Welcome to the FTD University webinar titled Profit by Performing, Creating Customer Experiences that Wow and Win Big Sales. Today, you will learn how to create customer experiences that will increase customer loyalty for a lifetime in your store. Our featured presenter today is Lynn Switanowski-Barrett, President of Creative Business Consulting Group. Using 30+ years of retail experience as her guide, Lynn engages with retailers, e-tailers, and manufacturers to help them create and implement profit-improving sales, marketing, and inventory management strategies. She helps retailers of all sizes understand the opportunities created by changing consumer trends, and she helps retailers to improve their business outcomes by innovating and improving strategies for today's business complexities. Once Lynn is finished with her presentation, we will open up the webinar for questions. If you have a question, simply type it in the question box on the upper right side of your screen. Feel free to submit your questions during the presentation. Please note this webinar will be recorded for future viewing. So let's get started, everyone. Welcome, Lynn.
Thanks, Janet. You guys all noticed that I'm the only one on screen. Janet's hiding back there. Don't worry. I'm so happy to be here today. This is the second session I've gotten to do with this group today, or this year, I should say. The first one was in May, and we were just getting used to COVID, and now we're months later, and we're still getting used to COVID. Or maybe we'd never get rid of it, never get used to it, I should say, sorry, but we're going to figure out how to work around it. So that's what we're going to talk about today, how you're coming up on a very big season between Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holidays. And what I want to talk about, not just for the holidays, but I want to give you some ways that you can create experiences, whether they're in person or whether they're using technology to kind of help your business take it to the next level. The first thing is I want to say you're attending and listening on a webinar. That's a great start. I'm really happy that you're using this tool and that FTD provides this series for you guys to get all kinds of education. What Janet didn't mention is in the handout section, there is a copy of this presentation. Please download it, look at it, follow along, make notes, or pull it afterwards and share it with other people in your organization. You'll see throughout there's some information on how to get in touch with me, ask a question if you have it, and certainly reach out if there's any other questions we can help you with. The goal here is to provide information that you can use long after this session is over or you watch it on tape. So no matter where you're coming, East Coast, West Coast, Central Time Zone, there's a bunch of things that what I would say to you have changed, and I want to get you thinking about what those things are. And frankly, if you've been in the business for 5 years, for 5 minutes, or for 50 years, you're in a long-term family business, the biggest thing that I want you to think about is how have your customers changed? And if I sat down and met you physically in person somewhere, coffee shop, trade show, and I said, hey, how have your customers changed? You'd be able to tell me 5, 10, 20 different ways. What forms of payment they use, how they contact you, how they get orders for you, frankly, how much money they spend, how often they spend, what they spend money on, what they give flowers or gifts for. So I'm sure there's a lot of things that you could absolutely say that your customers have changed. Here's the thing, the piece that's sort of missing now, as I like to say, is I think the statistic shows here that consumers have changed faster than you as marketers have changed. Because, you know, coming to here today, you're like, no, my marketing has changed. I don't do newspaper ads anymore. Maybe you've gotten on a Facebook page. Maybe you've, you know, added a digital or some digital ad listing, or maybe you've done some Google AdWords, or you've updated your business listing online. So 92% of you, the blue box, says you as marketers for your businesses believe that your content is really good online. The red statistic is what your customers believe, and therein lies the gap. So most of you attending here today, and I'm not suggesting that, you know, numbers of you on this webinar are the only ones, but in general, everybody thinks their marketing is better and more effective than your customers do. That's why I always tell people, my customers, my clients, I should say, When I say, hey, you want to know what people think about your business, be a customer for your business. Go online, go to your Facebook page, go to your website, and understand if you could buy flowers, buy a gift without talking to somebody. And that may not be comfortable for some of you to hear, but what I'm trying to say is, how do you digitally give your customers enough information that they can make a purchase decision without having to talk to you? Of course, they may want to talk to you, but the idea for those that don't, that's just one example of the gap that goes on right now. So I'm asking you to think about this session over the next 25 to 30 minutes about where the gap is, where you believe your marketing reaches people. And as I put up some maybe potential ideas for how do you reach customers in a new way, ask yourself, how do you connect with customers currently? What do they maybe want to see from you? And how can you close that gap by using some of the tools I'm going to talk about today? Think of it this way. Put yourself in front of a mirror. How does your business deliver the services your customers want? Notice the only words in caps here are your customers. Obviously, you're in business to satisfy a need, but the question becomes, do you think that the need is the actual floral arrangement? That may be true at the end of the day, but how you reach those customers, how you interact with them, how you answer their questions, and that's really the first interaction that you have with your customers, is about them. So I would urge you to think about, how do you offer services, whether that's customer service, question and answer, or frankly, delivery services. We're going to talk about a lot of different ways that you offer your customers services. And think of your time in this session and maybe afterwards as, what's the lens look like? How are your customers seeing your business through their own lens? Not through your own lens, but through their own lens. What makes it easy for them to do business with you? Ask yourself, how easy do you make it to do business? The session title, Profit by Performing, right? Wowing and winning, that may be different than it used to be for your business. And it is something where you have adapted over time. You've found different ways to do business. Heck, some of you probably took orders on a fax machine. Hopefully many of you don't anymore, but that's a shift, right? That's a change. So let's talk about how you view your business, how your customers view your business, and maybe some things that you can do to make it better. So if I start with services, what are the current services that you provide that separate your business from your competitors, that separate your independent floral business from maybe online? And how do you grow that gap? You know, we are in, especially with COVID, the one thing that I would say is there's a lot of support for local businesses. How do you capitalize on that sentiment in the upcoming 60 days in the holiday season, right? Maybe it's what you offer, the services that you offer that separate yourself out, right? And the way that I describe it is today's what I call successful service programs are centered around technology. And, you know, there's an Instagram, you know, phone here. I mean, I've got my phone here. Some of you probably may be checking your phone during this session because you're busy doing 5 other things. Those are your customers. They are busy people. They use technology. Your customers use technology to make their lives faster, smarter, better. How does your floral business integrate technology to make that happen? So let's figure out some ways that maybe we can do that. I'm going to start off with a quick poll. We're going to get you guys using technology right in the heart of this session to kind of show you how we can integrate it. So in a minute, I'm going to ask you to answer the question. But what I want you to do is look at how many of these, what I call digital marketing tools, do you use to connect with your customers on a regular basis? And when I mean regular, I don't mean I've done it once or twice and it either did or didn't work, but on a regular basis, once a week, a regular program. So those would be things like Facebook ads, Instagram ads. How do you use live chat for your business? Do you put up live chat with your customers via your Facebook page, on your website? Do you use videos to talk to your customers? Do you have an online review platform that you regularly update and showcase reviews, pull in reviews from your customer? Do you have a mobile app? That's a great digital marketing tool. Some of you do use search marketing, i.e. Google Ads. You use website search engine optimization. Janet, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit that poll. There are 10 things here: website marketing, live chat, mobile marketing campaigns. So you're seeing on your screen now. Answer the question. Let me run through it one more time. There are 10 on this page. Do you use any of them? Facebook ads, Instagram ads, live chat via your social media platforms for customer service or for selling, online reviews. Do you have a mobile app for your business? That's 5. Search engine marketing, that's 6. Website optimization, website marketing, i.e. banner ads, live chat via your website or mobile marketing campaigns, text messages going out to your customers. So those are 10 different ways that are great digital marketing tools. How many are you currently using? All right, we're going to give it another 5 seconds here. So do you use 1 to 3? Check B. Do you use 4 to 6 of those? Do you use 7 to 10 of those? That's D. Facebook ads, Instagram ads, live chat, online reviews, mobile app for your business, search marketing, mobile marketing campaigns. Last time here. Okay, we're going to close the poll now.
All right.
And let's see how we did. What's the verdict, Janet?
So we have the majority, 52% selected 1 to 3, and 43% selected 4 to 6. And then we have 5% that are in 7 to 10. And happy to say nobody selected 0. So everybody's doing something.
That's great. So Janet and I didn't bet on it, but did I not? My number one answer, I said they're going to be between 1 and 3. So that's where the majority of you are. The good news is some of you are in 4 to 6 of them. You see them out here again. Ask yourself, are there any of these platforms? We're going to talk about them right now and give you some ideas. But what could you implement? Can you implement a mobile app for your business tomorrow? No. But could you start live chat with your website or live chat on your social media platforms? Tomorrow, not even tomorrow, today after you hang up this, you can set up on your Facebook page an auto messenger function. So if somebody asks you a question, you can do an auto reply immediately, like, thanks for reaching out, we'll be right back to you. That's engaging with a marketing tool. If you don't do Facebook or Instagram ads, you can set those up with a post you just did today. If you haven't done an online review platform, I'll say this, you should in 2021 set that up. But what you can do after this session is go to your Google business listing and pull out a review and post it on your Instagram page, post it on your Facebook page, put together an Instagram story with a bunch of great reviews. So you can quickly move from B to C, from 1 to 3 to 4 to 6. And the reason that I'm spending time here, let me get to what the statistics are. Your customers are using technology to connect with businesses. So that's why I want you to be there. Mobile marketing campaigns, right? You have an email list. I'm sure most of you do. You love that list. You've cultivated it over time, and I'm thrilled for you. Here's the problem. It's now Christmas. It's crowded. People get lots of emails. We just finished a electoral campaign where you might have been supporting a candidate or 2 or 5, and you got 5 to 10 emails a day. So people have email fatigue right now. So when your great floral business email comes through, even though it's the best thing and you're offering something fantastic, maybe if you're lucky, 15 to 20% of people open it. That means you're leaving out 80% of your customers. If you use digital tools, you can hit those other customers or new customers 24/7, 365. And that's really what we want to do, is create access to your customers on a regular basis. So for those of you who want to set up mobile marketing, you can offer coupons, digital offers or coupon. You can schedule text reminders to go out, whether that's that you have a great event, whether it's that you're having a sale going on, or whether it's that you have a delivery, or another great text tool to use. I have one of my clients sets it up to send out reminders at the beginning of the month that you bought flowers last year in the month of November. Could be for Thanksgiving, could be for a birthday, it could be, you know, an early Christmas or some sort of activity, anniversary. And you as a customer opted in, said, remind me again. You're now helping that customer remember to send flowers, which is really what you want to happen, and you get to be a hero. Oh, thank goodness. Think of it as a husband who needed a reminder that their anniversary, not that they maybe don't remember, but that they sent flowers. Now you become a customer service tool. You remind that person via their digital, you know, phone number that it's almost time to send flowers again. Now you become helpful. You're providing a service. Reminding people about virtual events you may be hosting in the store. We'll talk about that in a second. Again, using digital reviews. There are all kinds of what they call review aggregators. So you just Google online review aggregator. It is a service that you can buy that will help you put your Google list, your Google reviews, your Facebook reviews, your Instagram reviews, all the reviews, places you get reviews into one place and help you publish them to your website, to your social media pages, to your Google listing. What a live chat does. So you can set up live chat, as I mentioned, via your Facebook page about anything, a question you have, or via a post that says, hey, got a question about what to send? You know, click this link and chat with us today. You can set it up so that it automatically, every time you get a new follower, it sets it up that says, welcome, we're glad you're here. Here's a great tool for you. Ask a question anytime. We'll answer it online, digitally. For those of you, and I know we're in this flux right now, so depending on where you're joining us from, for those of you who still have your front doors open, you know, maybe there's some digital selling tools, Wi-Fi in the store, technology in the store because you don't want your customers to touch anything anymore. So you could set up some QR codes. People get information about what things are, how much they cost, instead of opening maybe a cold case, you know, where flowers are refrigerated. There could be a QR code on the screen that lists prices. Some of you may have been at restaurants lately where they don't have physical menus anymore. They have a QR code which pulls up the menu. You could do the same thing in your location. You could do it outside the store. You could do it on your website that says, here are the prices, here are the things that you can order, here are the ready to go, you know, bouquets, here's the FTD bouquet of the day. It's helping people connect without touching. And you, as the conduit between those things, becomes more helpful. Why I'm also urging you to think this way is if your front door closes again, you have got to have a path to sell to your customers, more than just a phone, because there's going to be plenty of people that have a phone. I know people love you. Those people will call you. But for new customers, the first place they're going to go is digitally. And I want you to be in front of those customers with some great digital tools. And again, you know, the modern businesses understand that the digital connection point is a customer service tool. You are being user-friendly as a florist to your customers, making it easier for them to buy from you. Yes, in the midst of a pandemic, when they can't walk in, but also much more conveniently for them and how your customers want to purchase. You see the words I used here, connect with your customers where they are. I don't, you know, everyone kids around these days, right? Screaming is all caps. There's two things I scream about in this session. Your customers where they are. Think about it. Where you want them to be is one thing. Where they are may be an entirely different place. And that gap is the opportunity to gain new customers for your floral business, where you can profit by performing. If you can close the digital gap from what your customers want to what you're offering them, you can drive a lot of sales volume. I also want to talk to you about, now you notice the sections here, right? We talked about technology first. The second sort of section we're getting into here is, how do you make sure, especially in the time of COVID, to offer products and services out the front door and what I'm calling the back door. If your front door is locked, how easy, ask yourself, how easy is it to do business with your front door being locked? And I don't mean because you're closed on Sunday. I mean closed Monday to Sunday because of the level of COVID concern going on in your area. So if you think about it and can get yourself to wrap around the idea that not every connection has to be in person. And if you don't believe me, ask a millennial in your life and see where they follow and where they do business with what kind of brands. In our generation, it was a handshake in person. That's not the case today. That's why it's really important to have an online review process, because an online review from a stranger tells the story. So how do you think about what I call co-marketing opportunities? How can you collaborate with other local businesses? So people not walking into your business, but people maybe walking into another business or doing business with another local business. Where you both win there is you share databases, you share customer opportunity, you share eyes on your social media pages, maybe you share eyes, maybe there is a local business that's open, maybe a restaurant, a date night package with a local restaurant where you deliver flowers, while they're while they're. Some of you, there's grocery stores that are FTD partners, but if there isn't one in your area, can you partner with somebody? Apparel stores, coffee shops, non-competing, in a gift world. So think about what I call co-marketing opportunities. You and your floral business are maximizing the opportunity to meet similar demographic customers that you don't have walking in your door. Trust me when I tell you this, the local apparel store has the same type of demographic, but the woman walking in there may not know about your floral business. It's a win-win for both of you. So think about co-marketing opportunities. Think about virtual opportunities. And I know that seems weird, but we are in this place today where we're actually in a webinar. We're not face-to-face. So can you send virtual flowers if the store is closed or if a business is closed for now, and then deliver it in person when you're able to, right? Create virtual classes. One of my businesses put together a kit and delivered the things in the kit to a person and then did a live session, a floral building session. So everybody has the same materials and you're all doing it via Zoom or via Facebook group. Gear it toward the holidays. Create a Thanksgiving table arrangement. Create a holiday arrangement, and gear it toward general. If there's people in your community, if it's out of towners, create a fun activity for a family to do and use your business as the conduit for the reason that people get together, right? To have this emotional connection, with your floral business being at the center of that. You can do videos, you can do how-tos, right? But lots of fun ways to, I love this expression here, add sunshine in rainy days, in snowy days, in sad days. So whether it's a virtual class, whether you send virtual flowers, think about putting together a floral arrangement. And like you see here, one of the ideas, do a video of you creating this special arrangement, and then with a card, an e-card, deliver it. So somebody gets to open a package, maybe a text, maybe an email, and maybe it's a delivery at the front door with no touch, where you share a virtual floral display, and then you deliver it when it's safe. It's a double chance for you to make someone smile. Other service programs that I think you could think about, right? If you are still open, vulnerable shopper hours, right? And maybe some of you have seen this, early shopping from 7 to 8 in the, this is early for you, but maybe it's 9 to 10. Maybe it's 5 to 6 after the store is closed. Maybe it's a mobile pop-up, or maybe it's a roving. If you have maybe you make, use your delivery vehicle with some pre-made arrangements, and you use it as a mobile pop-up shop. Ways to add value for your customers. They can't leave the house. They're nervous and vulnerable, right? Or they're scared about going out. Make it easy for you to deliver flowers. Make it easy for you to make them feel good. Another way to do this was called BOPUS, buy online and pick up in store, right? So that's where your digital connection works. You post a few arrangements on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page, show customers how to buy them. They can message you, they can DM you, they can text you, they can call you, they can email the store and say, I want this, I want to buy this arrangement. You can do it as a flash sale event, only on Tuesdays or Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or every day, the arrangement of the day. And then people can either buy it and they can pick it up outside the front door with no touch delivery. You can deliver it, but create unique, engaging ways. Reach out to your customers and show them flowers. Help them imagine buying flowers today, even if it's not a special day. Show them how to buy, right? That's the whole model of your business. Here are ways. Show that every single day. Don't just wait for someone to come to you. Do outreach. Show the beautiful arrangements that are prepared and ready to go and how easy it is. One-click purchase, right? That's what you want to show them, how easy it is to do, right? So I just want to leave you with this last kind of, as we sort of give you a bunch of different ideas, I'm subtly nudging you toward the future, which is the next generation of flower buyers, the millennials, who, by the way, the oldest millennial is now 40, firmly within the sweet spot of someone buying flowers for someone as a gift. The millennials use, look at the stat here, laptop, smartphone, TV, right? They switch. They are multitasking an average of 27 times an hour. So when I say to you, they're comfortable using multiple devices at the same time, and perhaps there's some of you on this call who have checked your cell phone, who have gotten a text message, who've gotten a call that you sent to voicemail, who saw a pop-up in your screen. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We are constantly being bombarded with messages personally, just you guys here on this session. So are your customers. So if you are not using more like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those digital connection tools, when your customer, next customer, this millennial generation is checking 27 times an hour, you are missing an opportunity. So I'm just going to assume that you all want to connect with the next generation. You all got some great ideas. You're not going to panic. You've gotten ideas. You don't have to implement them all tomorrow. But what I want you to understand is it's coming, whether you adapt or not. So be there. You can be 2, 3 places in one time. Should say your customers can be 2 or 3 places in one time. And just because you may not like Instagram personally, that's great. You can call me, you can email me, we can chit chat back and forth. But if a customer likes Instagram, what I want you to understand is to be there for your business, because it's about your customers and where they are. If you don't want to do a text messaging program because you're not a text reader, great. You can talk to my husband, who sits with text messages I send him for 2 days. I can't send him anything urgent. I have to send him an email for that. He'll check that first. That's okay. That doesn't have to be you. What you need to understand is it could be your customer. So how do you create a tool to showcase that great email that you sent out to your regular email list to your customers? Here's what you need to do. Make it with a link to send it in a digital form, in a text form, and you'll get those people that are in their 30s and 40s opening a text from you. That's perfection. Get people to open your email, get people to open your text. That's all good. Just to keep it up, just want you to know, millennials don't like to call. And some of you may know this because they don't answer your call, right? They'd rather have their teeth cleaned or go to the DMV. And I'm being funny here, but I'm trying to make you understand. Text a millennial, they'll answer you back in 15 seconds. Call a millennial, it'll go to voicemail. So just because you don't like face-to-face or physical voice interaction, it doesn't mean, you know, that your millennial customer won't respond to you. It's how to get them to respond in a different way. And I leave you with this, right? What you want as a business is a customer to like you. And when they'll like you is if you react to them and value the relationship in the way they want to be talked to, right? Millennials expect content to make their lives better, and that's smarter, and get the transaction done easier and make it more convenient for them. So your job is to show content that they can share that on social media, make it easy to buy from you online, and then to, you know, share that process again and again. That's how you're going to profit by performing. You're going to be in front of that customer, just like 5 or 10 years ago, you were in front of that customer with a great email, and 5 years or 10 years before that, you were in front of them with a newspaper ad. So I leave you with this. Are you ready to maximize and profit? Putting in some tools, please. I'll answer any questions. Maybe we have some here. The materials are there for you. Go download them, either from the handout section or from the FTDI University webinar materials. They'll be there. And listen to the webinar again and again. Share it with people in your business. Happy to answer any questions, Janet, if we have. I'm sorry I ran a minute over there.
No worries. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate sharing all that great information. As she mentioned, we are open for questions. So as a reminder, if you have a question, simply type it in that question box that's on the upper right side of your screen. We had a question from Jill. She's very overwhelmed. She said you listed so many digital marketing tools and she doesn't even know where to start.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to do this for all of you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, breathe. Why I gave you so many, don't panic, but I have 30 minutes and my job is to impart some, at least enough to make you find out more so you get information. So everything, like I said, doesn't have to be implemented today. What will be the quickest for you over the course of what I'm going to call the holiday season, sort of in the next 45 days, is focus on social media. And if you have a Facebook presence, great. But I would tell you, if you have an Instagram presence, flip to Instagram faster than Facebook. You can link the two back and forth. You can share content back and forth. But Instagram has so many great tools. You can do posts like you would normally do a Facebook post, but you can string 5 posts together, 5 pictures together, and do an Instagram story. That live video content I was talking about, you can do an Instagram live. You can do an Instagram TV. So there's lots of ways that you can share video content and picture content on Instagram, and you can promote those things via Instagram ads really, really simply. So from a quick, what will have, I think, the quickest payback, if you have an Instagram page going, great, add more to it. If you haven't even started with Instagram, go to Facebook and you can do every single one of those things I just talked about on Facebook. Posts, Facebook stories, you could do Facebook Live. So social media is definitely where I would focus first, and link to purchase, click to action. Put up posts that include pictures and videos, and it makes a link to a purchase to your website. Purchase this item right away, to make it a fear of missing out moment. That's the easiest thing to do, the quickest over the next holiday selling time period.
All right, thanks, Lynn. We've got a question from Valerie. How do you answer phones and deal with walk-in customers and also check live chat when you only have 2 employees?
So dealing with live customers, obviously that person is in front of you. And while there's 2 of you, you know, hopefully what you can do is set up some sort of recording on your phone that says we're busy with the customer if you can't get to it. But here's what I would say to you. The live chat piece, somebody wants a response. just make it regular. So if it's that you're not sitting waiting for a live chat to come, but during the course of this 45 minutes, hang up with this webinar and go check your live chat and see if anyone's there. Respond back to them as quick as you can. Like I said to you, if you have a Facebook chat, you can set it up automatically that says, customer says, I'd like to ask you a question about this. You can set up an auto reply that says, hey, thanks for asking a question. We're just working with someone at the moment. We'll get right back to you. But it's sent automatically, which is what that customer wants, an automatic response. So that buys you a little bit of time so that while you're busy in the store and while you're busy at the phone, you can get back to that person. I'm putting in air quotes, right? They think you saw them automatically, and it tells them you'll be right back. Another one of my customers actually has checked, and they have more people between 5 and 7 using their live chat, because that's people coming home for dinner. You know, that's when they're looking at their social media for the day, that they've actually asked one of their employees to cover between 5 and 7. Some nights it's none. Some nights it's, 2 or 3, and it leads to sales. It leads to calls in the morning, depending on how far you want to take it. So set up an auto reply automatically that says, we're so glad you checked. We're so glad you reached out. We'd love to talk to you. We're getting right. We'll answer your question in a minute. We're just finishing up with somebody in the store, or we're just finishing up something. We'll be right back. That's an easy thing to do. If you don't remember anything I said, go to Google and type in the search bar how to set up a Facebook Messenger auto reply, and it will give you a video, it will give you a picture, how to do it. So that's the quick answer. Give them the idea that you responded, even if you haven't.
Okay, and I think Marisol had pretty much the same question, which she said, what if we don't have enough staff to help with all the technology platforms?
So let me say this, and I will say that is a big deal. And what I'm going to tell you is assess what marketing you're currently doing and what results it's delivering. If you have marketing dollars invested in things that you don't know if you're getting a payback, you've just always done it, so you just pay the money and you haven't measured it, now is the time to do so, because a good investment of your marketing dollars today may be shifting from, and I'm going to use an antiquated one, shifting from that regular newspaper ad or that regular flyer that you did or that digital listing. Maybe there's a a phone book, a directory that you're in, or I'm not saying don't do the local, placemat at the diner. But if the diner's closed right now and nobody's there, should you divert some funds to paying somebody to help you with some of these things I'm mentioning? I have 4 stores right now that have this salesperson called a digital salesperson. And that person is responsible for creating social media content for the businesses, as well as some in-store selling. So that cashier that you have, the person that doesn't necessarily do the arranging themselves, but is at the cash register, is at the front line, answers some basic questions. In this role, they also spend half of their time, 10 hours a week. It's a part-time role in some of my stores. So they're 10 hours in the store, 10 hours doing digital content. That is a good use of your time. Can you pay for this person, right? If you're in a state with a $15 an hour minimum wage, the answer is for a 10-hour person, that's $150. That might be 2 floral arrangements a week that this person got the store because they set up social media ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. They did Instagram posts and videos. It is well worth your time. So the shift in marketing dollar expenditures, the creative necessity for your sales team and what they do today and how you assign tasks to them, that's how you pay for it. But just start by asking the question, is what I'm doing working right now? Is it generating sales on a regular basis? And if the answer is no, then start to shift. And if you need more details, whoever asked that question, please, my email is up here. Happy to help you talk. We can set up a time. Any of you on the call today, happy to help you do that. Or at least tell you the questions to ask. How about that?
Great, thanks, Lynn. We have another question from Samantha. She said, how do I convince my boss that we need to do more social media? He doesn't feel like it's important.
Samantha, download this presentation, make it objective, make it not coming from you, and then, share this and say, hey, listen, this is not me talking here. This is, the person, this is somebody who is in marketing and is doing this for a living. Let's set up a call. She told me and I'm saying this to all of you, like, I'm happy to play the bad guy, anyone. I know what it's like to convince people to shift. So typically I start by asking the question, are you planning on being in business in 5 or 10 years? And if the answer is yes, and then I'm going to tell you that no 30-year-old or 35-year-old, that person who's 25 right now, who's going to buy flowers for his wife or come in to do wedding flowers, is going to look for a florist by walking down Main Street. They're going to find a florist digitally, and I want your floral business to be there and making a digital presence. The other thing you can do is to Google, not your name of your business, but Google florist in your area and see how your competition comes up versus how your business comes up, and showcase how maybe this other floral business is doing Instagram posts, and those Instagram is coming up on a regular basis, Pinterest, digital ads coming up. Typically that will help at least start the conversation when they see that your business is behind. It's that objective approach that said, remember when I said to you before, he or she as your owner doesn't have to be on social media. The business does. The business has to be digitally connected. They don't. So make it objective and make me the bad guy. I'm happy to be the bad guy.
Thanks, Lynn. Just as a reminder, if you do have questions, simply type it in that question box. We've got another question from Tom that he's just wondering, how does he manage all these channels because he doesn't use them himself?
So the answer is you don't need to be everywhere today. You need to be where your customers are. And if you don't know where your customers are, ask them. So you can do a simple email, you can do a simple poll and a survey when somebody walks in. Hey, do you follow us on social media? No, we don't. Did you know we have an Instagram page? No, we didn't know. If your next email that you send out, your next Facebook post, run a contest that says, hey, share this post with 3 of your friends and you'll be entered to win a $50 Thanksgiving flower arrangement. You get all kinds of new people following your page and it costs you $50. Do it on Instagram, do it on Facebook, do it once every 2 weeks. Keep people engaged, make them share the page to grow your usership. But in terms of how you manage it, start with asking where people are and understanding that people follow brands on social media. Facebook has a ton of eyes. I'm going to tell you, start with Instagram first. If you're nowhere, start with Instagram first. You'll save yourself time and energy. They're owned by the same company. You can share the content between the two really easily, and it's much more user-friendly today. Once you start to see that it works, I think what you'll realize is, okay, I made the time investment, I made a little bit of money investment, it's paying off. Now imagine if I shifted some of these other dollars, if I brought in this salesperson whose entire job was to generate leads for the business by using social media, by putting content out there on our Instagram page, on our Facebook page, someone whose focus is 24/7. So Tom, you don't have to be. What you have to do is get somebody who can be that person for you and who, unlike you, that's their whole success model. They love it. They're really good at it. And I mean, I'll tell you a funny story. One of the stores that I was telling you guys about, she has a girl who's 17. she would never want to put the 17-year-old in front of us, on the selling floor, but she uses her as a hostess when there's selling events. She uses her as a cashier when it gets busy, but she is kicking tush on getting customers engaged via their social media pages. I'm not telling you all to go out and hire a 17-year-old, but you know what? It's working because a 17-year-old doesn't need explanation. All the stuff that I just talked to you about, how to link an Instagram story, how to link an Instagram post, how to do things like swipe up, how to put GIFs on pages. If that scared any of you, it's fine. But the person who will do your social media for you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So think about it as if you had somebody promoting your business 24/7 and the door was open, the front door was open, you'd be like, yeah, that's what I'm used to. It's exactly the same thing. It's just the tool is, instead of your front door, it's a social media page, a Facebook page, an Instagram page. Just a different front door.
Great. We've got another question from Valerie. She said she has an older clientele. They do not necessarily text or do Facebook. She's tried numerous times. She's put a sign to text, etc. What would her next step be?
So what I want you to do with those customers is keep talking to them, and I call marketing talking to. Keep talking to those customers where you are, but recognize that when you send that customer an email, maybe only 20 to 25% of them are opening it. So you're still not even reaching a lot of them. So keep talking to them in the channel you are, but understand that older customer, we have to meet new customers then. Like, what's the next? I mean, I know if Valerie wants to be in business in 5 years and that customer base is waning and sadly they're going away, they're moving, they're, unfortunately passing away, and you're doing their funeral arrangements, how are you going to meet new customers? Every one of you who's on this call today has what I call 2 groups of customers. One, who we're talking about and who we're spending a lot of time talking about, which is your current customers. So you might speak to them via email. They might just come in. They might call you for flowers. Maybe they use traditional, that older base uses traditional. Then some of you here in a younger, more urban area, and you have customers that you reach somewhat via social media. That's the same customer, a current customer. Nobody here in any of this conversation so far has talked about the second customer base, which is customers you haven't met yet. And I am here to tell you that the next customer that you're going to meet is going to look and research online 95% of the time digitally to find a florist to go to order flowers, to get credibility, to see the work you do, to look at the reviews people have written about you. And those are the ones that we need to reach next so that we can continue to grow your business and grow your customer base. So if you think about marketing in 2 streams, I need to deliver marketing for my current customers. So to Tom's question, how many streams do I manage? To Valerie's question, where do I go? Valerie might still need to do emails, and Valerie might need to run a contest on her email that says, please share this email with 3 of your friends and we'll enter you to win a $25 gift card. So Valerie's still trying to reach new customers via old methods, right? Tom may use Instagram because he finds out that's where most of his customers are. He might find out that most of his customers are on YouTube, and he's going to actually do a how-to video on YouTube once a week, arrangements, keeping flowers fresh, keeping them alive longer, how to order from us. And he's going to post the link to that YouTube video in his email, on his Facebook page, on his Instagram page, so that it reaches a lot of people. And a lot of people are going to watch it because they like, YouTube. Those are current customers. All of you have the opportunity to meet new customers digitally. So everything we're talking about, this Instagram, doing a good Floral hashtag on Instagram, running a contest on Instagram, sharing it with, 3 to 5 people. And again, contest, winning a $50 floral arrangement on Instagram. So 2 streams all the time. What do I need to say to them? Don't forget, you do that video, you link it, your YouTube video, you link it on Instagram. I'm sorry, you link it in your email. All of a sudden, your older customers who get an email from you might watch a video from you because you sent it via email, how they usually talk to you. So your goal and sort of strategy here is to be neutral on where you put content. You find out where your customers are and you deliver that content to that stream. And then you meet new customers, I promise you, in a digital stream. That's where your next customer is coming from. That's why I ended with that millennial segment, so that you understood that's your next customer. I will tell you a funny story. My mother-in-law just visited us and she got an iPad and she couldn't set it up. I had to help her set it up. That's fine. But guess what? The first thing she wanted set up was YouTube, because she loves to watch YouTube videos. So you may be pleasantly surprised how your traditional email customer also is on Facebook looking at pictures of their grandkids, following, on Instagram, watching YouTube videos. You just haven't asked them and haven't given them an incentive to follow you there. So that's another thing to think about.
Yeah, thanks, Lynn, for that reminder about the 2 different streams, the current customer and the future customer, your next customer. Yeah. Good reminder. We've got another question from Denise. Do people still read emails?
Yes, they do. But here's the story. You have 5 to 10 seconds from the time they go to look at it to engage them. And that 5 to 10 seconds includes the subject line and the first impression they get when they open your email. So catchy subject line is going to possibly get them to open it. The second thing is, if you start out, now you've got them open, great, your open rate goes up to that maybe 20%. That's the retail benchmark, 20%. If any of you on this call are better than 20, good for you, yay. But if you're not, that's the good benchmark. So now you've got 5 to 10 seconds. They spent 1 to 2 seconds opening it. You've got 5 to 8 seconds. If your first impression is a bunch of words, you lost them. You need to make they call it a preview line. So if you use Constant Contact, if you use MailChimp, there are 2 preview lines, 2 lines. One is the subject line, the second is the preview line. That preview line has to be just as snappy as your keeping them going to get to the next place, which is some unbelievable graphic / video / GIF, / something that catches their attention right away. Used to be that you said, "Dear Lynn, we want to thank you. It's our anniversary," or "It's Thanksgiving. Is your family coming to visit?" You've lost them now. Better that you should say that with a video. Put your face in front of everyone, says, "Hey, it's," ask the question, "Hey, Thanksgiving is in 3 weeks. Do you need to order flowers? Read more." And maybe that's your picture. Christmas is last date for Christmas flower orders is December 10th. I'm making numbers up, but you get my point. You've got limited time to catch their attention. So yes, if you have Valerie's customer base, you've got an older customer base, fine. You are not going to get a millennial to read your emails. You will get them to read the same email if you text it to them. So now I will give you this. Your opening line for getting contact information when you're talking to a customer is no longer, "Can we add you to our email list?" The question is, what is the best way for us to connect with you? How do you want to hear from us? Of course, we have a traditional email list. We also have a text version of our email. Would you like to be on our text email list? Do you want to follow us on our Facebook page? Do you want to follow us on our Instagram page? Do you want to be notified when we have live Facebook events? Because the answer is, do you want to join our email list? The answer is no, usually. So don't say that anymore. What's the best way for us to connect with you, to tell you all the great things we're doing, all the great activities and virtual events we're hosting, and flower shows we're hosting, and to give you information about our flash sales, and to share with you our VIP days? What's the best way to do that? So that's how you get them. And then you'll know. You want to know where they are, where they're following brands? That's the question.
Awesome. All right, I know we're running a little bit long here. Denise has another question, and I don't know if there's a short answer to it, Lynn.
All right, I'll try. I keep looking, nobody's leaving, so I'm guessing they want the questions answered.
So Denise was asking, could you explain how a hashtag works?
Yes, simply I can. A hashtag is a search tool. So if you go to the Google search bar, the Bing search bar, Instagram or Facebook search, all it does is compile all the people that have used that hashtag and that term. Go to Twitter, it's the same thing. So your hashtag helps you find people that are using the same hashtag. Hashtag shop local is a big one these days. We're coming up to holiday time period, your local town chamber of commerce. Maybe you have a hashtag that your town uses. Hashtag holiday flowers, hashtag thankful. It's a search tool that gets more like eyes to pay attention. If you want to see a really good search and see a good use of this, go to your Instagram page and put in hashtag dogs of Instagram. There will be 20 million posts of dogs on Instagram. So if I want to make myself happy, there's another one that's sunrise, sunset. People just need happiness, so they search sunrises, sunsets, dogs. There are ones that exist in the flower business too. Go to Instagram and put in hashtag flowers of Instagram. Hashtag flower of the day, hashtag flowers make me happy. Just to get an idea, hashtag shop local. I'm in Boston sometimes, not today, but hashtag shop local, hashtag shop local Boston. And what that will show you is everybody who's doing that. You want to go see, remember the marketing opportunities I told you about? Go to hashtags of the businesses in your community that you might want to partner with, the restaurants, the apparel stores. See if they've created a hashtag for an event, and you'll see that they've grouped their community together using this hashtag. It's a search tool that brings people together, a search tactic, I should say, that brings people together, like-minded people together. That's why you use it.
All right, and we've got another question. Is there a program or some type of a program where they can gather phone numbers for mass texting? Do you know of anything?
You have to do the work. What you have to do is inside your business. I mean, you may have contact information because you've stored it over time, but you don't want to intrude on your customers. The reason that, for the exact reason that text marketing works really well, it is an opt-in program, i.e., I asked you, as Lynn, as the owner of a floral business, I say to you, Valerie, Janet, hey, we have a text program. Do you want me to send you our emails or our information via text, our Flower of the Month Club, whatever, via text? And they say yes. They're allowing you access into the palm of their hands. That is a really, really powerful tool. So what you want to do is create this pathway for them. So first try and say, hey, listen, we created a digital version of our email program. You don't have to get it via email. We can text it to you, just a link, and you can open it up. And can we send that to you? Do you want to sign up? Create a really cool program. Hey, we have a Flower of the Month program that's available to our mobile marketing customers. Do you want to get it? You get access to $10 off a flower bouquet once a month. Something that is a hook that you think people might, a reminder. That's a great one. oh, do you want to be part of our reminder club? We will remind you 10 days before when it's time for you to send an arrangement for a birthday. And all we ask is you tell us what your date is and we'll take care of it. Then you can set those programs up. But you don't want to buy any phone numbers ever. That's just horrible. You got to build it from scratch. What you can do is send that information that you're creating, that mobile program, to your email customers and say, hey, just want you to know another option for you to receive our email. Join this club. You have a text number, you can get this information. Put it on your Instagram page, put it on your Facebook page, talk about it in store. So you still have to put it on your email signature. Anything on a business card, anything that goes out from the store, talk about this really great program that you have, and you only get this program when you sign up for our mobile marketing program. And then once you have it, yes, there's a ton of tools that you can get to monitor it and also to create content for you. A really good one is called 5 Stars. But you have to get the addresses first, or the phone numbers first. And if you're like my mother-in-law, she's not going to give you her cell phone because she doesn't use it. On the other hand, a 30-year-old will give you their cell phone, basically for a $2 for a 2-liter bottle of soda.
All right, thanks, Lynn. All right, our last question for the day.
Janet, can I just say something? If there are more
Sure.
questions, this is great conversation. Clearly people are, wanting to get, please make sure everybody use my email, ask me questions, send Janet a note. We'll get the rest of your questions answered if you think about something afterwards. Okay, thanks, sorry.
No, great, thanks, because I was going to mention that, yes.
Okay.
Sandy's question is, using a business Facebook page, using commerce, a good way to get business for a part-time floral business?
Yeah. I am telling you, I have clients right now. I have a jewelry store client who is open from 10 to 3. Those are part-time hours. His business has never been better because we converted him to these digital tools. We directed people to make appointments. We directed people to buy online. We had virtual appointments. It works perfectly for a part-time business because you're going to be if you're in a location X amount of hours, if you're only working from a phone or whatever you're doing X amount of hours, you can absolutely create demand in the time you're going to be there. Absolutely. Schedule your appointment today. Don't miss out. We're almost booked for Saturday. And absolutely 100%. I have a lot of stores, not just in the jewelry business, but in my other businesses who've had to still be at part-time hours, and they're booking appointments 2 weeks out. So, and people, because they're making an appointment, because it's a commitment, they're attending, they're showing up, and they're spending. And why am I going to go if I'm not going to spend, right? Absolutely. Do everything you can to drive people to appointments. Talk about your COVID protocols. We have early shopping hours. You saw me mention that earlier. We have appointments before or after, the store opens. We'll do a virtual fitting with you on, Facebook or FaceTime or Skype, or we'll do a live with you. We'll do a video tour with you, a live virtual shopping appointment. So absolutely, absolutely. And for the rest of you, think of it the same way. You may have more hours to fill, but you can still drive people to make appointments to feel safe shopping at your location because they're the only ones there at that time. It's really, really a powerful tool. And frankly, your customers are worried now. So it eases their mind to know that you're thinking about them.
Okay. Sandy had just a follow-up question because she's wondering how she gets help setting that page up, because she said, believe it or not, she couldn't find it in Facebook. I don't know.
Well, you have to set up a personal page first, and then you can set up a business page. You can't just be on a business page. You need all the capabilities of a business page, and then you can set up a Facebook shop, then you can set up appointment setting, but you have to set up a personal page and then set up the business page through that. There is appointment setting software that you could add to, if you have a website, you could have a widget on your website that will allow you to set up appointments as well. So if you wanted to go that route, you could, but you definitely want to link it. And Facebook even has a button that says set up appointment now.
Okay, great. Thanks, Lynn. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for hanging in there. A lot of great information today. If you would like to view it again, you want to share it with your coworkers, our webinars are available on demand on the FTD Mercury Network Florist YouTube channel. And this one will be there as well later this week. We'll be sending you a very brief survey to gather your feedback on today's webinar. So we'd appreciate it if you please take a minute, complete the brief survey, and help us improve future webinars and other education programs for you. Our next FTD webinar is scheduled for Tuesday, December 8th, titled Creating Killer Content Quickly. Kristen, the CEO of Bootcamp Digital, will be back to share basic tools for creating killer graphical content in minutes, often with your smartphone. She will cover composition, optimization, and efficiency in a way that will have you engaging your audience with creative posts that take almost no time to make. The registration is already available at ftdi.com, so be sure to head over there now to register. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us today.
Have a good day.